News when you want it with Bloomberg News Now. I'm Nathan Hager.
And I'm Karen Moscow.
Karen, the jump in NASDAQ futures follows earnings from Apple and Amazon. Let's begin with Apple. Those shares are up nearly 2% in early trading, although the iPhone maker blamed a surprise decline in China revenue on supply disruptions. The company is predicting it will return to growth in the world's biggest smartphone arena as the iPhone 17 gains momentum. Mark Gurman is managing tech editor for Bloomberg News.
What stands out here is iPhone obviously grew tremendously, 6% year over year. They beat in nearly every product category except the iPad had an extremely slight miss on Wall Street forecasts. And again, those are just forecast numbers that get made up anyways. So I don't think too big of a deal there. The big one, though, is a big decline and miss in Greater China. I think some of that can be attributed to the iPhone Air delay, which was not expected when they originally announced the iPhone Air. They anticipated a September release alongside the other models. That model has been doing decently in China since it was released just about a week ago now.
Bloomberg's Mark Gurman says Apple's iPhone 17 and 17 Pro got off to a fast start in September with 29% year-on-year China sales growth in the first 2 weeks of October.
Well, the big tech winner this morning, Nathan, is Amazon. Those shares are up more than 12.5%. Amazon's cloud unit posted the strongest growth rate in almost 3 years. Amazon Web Services reported third quarter revenue of $33 billion. That's an increase of 20% from the prior year and the biggest year-over-year rise since the end of 2022. Poonam Goyal is senior retail analyst at Bloomberg Intelligence.
They hit it out of the park. Sales were very good across the board, across all business segments. AWS, online, advertising, even physical stores. So from a top-line perspective, very, very encouraging results. In fact, AWS was probably the bright spot here. 20% gains. We haven't seen that in a while.
And Bloomberg Intelligence senior retail analyst Poonam Goyal says Amazon's total sales rose 13% to more than $180 billion.
And Karen, Netflix shares are moving higher as well. The streaming giant announced a stock split, and we get more from Bloomberg's John Tucker. John.
And Nathan, this is the second split in the last 10 years for the streaming industry leader, Netflix, approving a 10-for-1 stock split. The company wants to make its share price more accessible for employees who take part in the company's stock option program. The company is one of only 10 in the S&P 500 with a share price above $1,000. The stockholders of record at the close of trading November 10th are going to receive 9 additional shares for every share held. At the same time, Netflix kicking the tires over at Warner Brothers Discovery. Reuters, the latest news service to report Netflix is exploring a bid for their studio and streaming businesses. Bloomberg News reported earlier that Netflix and Comcast are weighing bids for parts of that company. Netflix shares up 2.5% pre-market. In New York, I'm John Tucker, Bloomberg Radio.
All right, John, thank you. And Bloomberg News has learned Intel is in preliminary talks to buy artificial intelligence chip startup Samba Nova Systems. Sources say any deal would likely value Samba Nova at below the $5 billion it garnered in a 2021 founding round. Samba Nova designs custom AI chips that aim to rival those offered by Nvidia.
And Bloomberg News has also learned that Nvidia plans to back another AI startup, Karen. Sources say it's going to invest as much as $1 billion in Poolside. In another development, Nvidia CEO Jensen Huang says he still hopes to sell chips from the company's Blackwell lineup to customers in China, though he has no current plans to do so. Speaking this morning at the APEC CEO Summit in South Korea, Huang talked about the AI revolution.
This year, AI became profitable. And when something becomes profitable, you want to manufacture more of it. Just like when you're manufacturing chips and wafers and DRAM, if the manufacturing of those chips were profitable, you want to build more factories to create more chips. Now that the AI is profitable, we want to create more factories to generate more AI.
Earlier this week, Jensen Huang's Nvidia became the first company to reach a $5 trillion market cap. And this morning, the shares are up 2% pre-market.
And that's news when you want it with Bloomberg News Now. I'm Karen Moscow.
I'm Nathan Hager, and this is Bloomberg.